Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. God bless each and every one of you. I am at the doctor's office waiting on a family member, and I had some time, so I thought I'd make a video. I haven't done one this week. Um, I, we all know what's been going on in the world, and I want to talk specifically about the situation and a recent statement that was made by the person that's taking up the residency in the White House on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue made a statement about, something along the lines that nuclear weapons are not off the table, talking about using them against, Russia. That is ludicrous to even make a statement like that. And when the tension right now is so high, to even insinuate something like that, to even hint at something like that is so irresponsible and so reckless in this day and age. It really just baffles me. It just baffles me that would come out of the White House. It just baffles me. But then again, I started thinking about what was said, and I started thinking about the visions that I had. Uh, 6 weeks ago or so, before all of this even happened, I had two visions specifically about a nuclear explosion and then the aftermath of what was happening after. And I did two videos on those. And the first video, I actually was there. Meaning, I experienced the explosion. I saw it out the window. I was looking out the window. I saw the mushroom cloud in the distance, and then the shock wave. If you've ever been around a very large explosion, uh, you see the explosion first, and then you hear it after, because it takes time for the sound and the shock wave to reach you. So you might see the cloud or the fireball or whatever. You'll see that first, and then the sound and the shock wave will make its way from the explosion to you. That's what I experienced in the first video. And I went into much greater detail about how we were taken from our homes, how people showed up at our doors and told us to grab things. And, we were taken to uh, I likened it to a shelter, but it reminded me a lot of the barracks that I stayed in when I was in basic training. It kind of, in the Army, it kind of reminded me of those type places. I don't know where it was at. I don't, didn't go into that kind of detail in the vision. But, this is what I saw. And, even back then, 6, 7 weeks ago, when I had that first one about this type of thing, you know, I, I knew it had something to do with something. And I knew God was showing me something. And then the second one, of course, was the aftermath. Now, I wasn't directly involved in that vision. I was actually a spectator, looking like I was looking down on the suffering and the collapsing buildings and the people that were just horrifically burned with the radiation burns from the nuclear explosion. Just horrific visions that I can't get it out of my mind. Which is just horrible. I don't even like talking about it. But now, after all of this is going on, and he goes and makes a statement like that, you know, it befuddles me to think, knowing that they have the capability to wipe this entire world out of existence. It ain't just people. It ain't just the United States that has the nuclear capabilities. There's multiple countries that have nuclear capabilities that can absolutely destroy this world multiple times over. Okay, and when this all started to happen, when Russia, started with the invasion, I didn't have that on my mind about the visions. It didn't come into play until he made that ignorant statement, and then it started coming into play. Now, I want to say something right now. I'm not trying to indicate that this is going to lead to, a nuclear exchange between the nations. I'm not saying that, but I do know what I saw was from God. I do know that. It took me a while to come to grasp of what was happening to me. I've told you about the visions in the hospital when I was in intensive care. I had like 7 of them, and they were a myriad of different things. But the one common thread amongst them all was they were all tied into the end times. They were all tied into either the Antichrist, the mark of the beast, that type of situation. And there was one with the wars, which I believe the one war was the Battle of Armageddon. It was just this. You just have to go back and watch. I went into details on several of them that I had when I got out of the hospital. But the ones that I just recently had in the last 6 weeks, I had 2 of them. I had, like I said, the one where I experienced the explosion, and I actually saw. I was looking right. I mean, it was so real. It was like I'm right now. I was looking right out the window, and I saw the mushroom cloud. I saw the absolute. It went miles into the air, and it was massive. And then, I knew it was over because I knew it was so close. I knew it was over, and all of a sudden it was coming. And then I remember hearing this high pitch, like not squeal, but this high intense, not buzz, but it was just this high intensity in my ears. And then the lights went out. And what I mean by that was, I don't mean the physical lights in the building I was in. I mean, with me, gone. It was, and I remember closing my eyes and calling out to Jesus. And I just, boom, okay. And I know people are going to think I'm crazy. I said this in the other videos. I know people are going to think I'm crazy. I've lived a long time, folks. And I have never in my entire life, if I ever, and I've been doing these videos for a long time, I've never, ever spoke about a vision. I've never, ever talked about a dream that I thought was connected to something that was going to happen. Never have I ever even come close to even thinking about talking about things like that until I was in intensive care fighting for my life with COVID pneumonia. I started having these visions. Did not know why. At first I was calling them dream/visions. If you remember, I didn't even want to call them visions because I was so scared of, people thinking, you're a loon. You're loony. What is this? And that's what was going through my mind. But I realized that I had those for a reason, and they weren't dreams, they were visions. And, it says in the Bible that the old men will have visions and the young men will dream dreams. And I may not be what would be classified as an old man, but I'm coming there. But it's starting to come into play. And when you have people that have the power that man wields in Washington, D.C., and to come off and say something like that. Now, it may have been off the hip. It may have been just a snide little remark, but I'm sorry. You just don't. When you have a country right now that's attacking another country, and both countries have nuclear capabilities, mind you, both have nuclear capabilities. You don't make a comment like that. You just don't. Now, I don't think highly of the man that's in office. I don't hate the man. That would not make me a Christian if I did. I don't like his policies. You can be a Christian and you cannot like the way people do things, but you're not to not like them. You might not like the way he does this or that, but you're not to hate the man. And that would not be Christian like, and it would definitely not be Christ like. So I don't care for the way he does things, and I don't care. I don't think he's an honest man, and I think he's corrupt. And I don't think there's a lot of things I think, because you got to remember he's from the state that's right next to mine. And I mean, I don't live very far from Delaware, maybe 35 minutes. So we know him very well here in this part of the country. And he's never been, worth a hill of beans, put it that way. But to make a long story short, a lot of this is coming into play. And I'm trying to get out that we need right now as Christians, we need to pray for him, okay, that he would stop and wouldn't do something stupid like that or even make a statement like that again, because we know the leader of Russia. I mean, think of whatever you want to think about him. The man's not stupid. He might be crooked, he might be evil, he might be all of these things, but one thing he's not is dumb. He's not a dumb man, and he's not going to take these things very lightly, okay? And it just takes one wrong thing at the wrong time, and there goes the whole ball of wax. It's gone. And, we need to be praying. We need to be praying hard for all of the situation to end peacefully. But I have a feeling that there's going to be more to come. Now, what that is, I can't tell. I'm not a prophet. I'd never claimed to be. I'm just telling you what I feel, why I believe I had those visions, especially the ones 6 weeks ago. It's starting to come into play now. So, anyways, just pray for this country, please. We need it. I mean, we need it so bad. Pray for the gentleman in the White House, regardless of what you think of his policies, regardless of the economy being horrible and gas being through the roof and food prices being through it. Regardless of that, we need to be praying for him that he makes the proper decisions at this time, because this is getting to the point where, I don't know if I wasn't alive during the Cuban Missile Crisis, but people were on edge at that time. I wasn't alive, but I've watched enough documentaries on it to know that a lot of people were very scared, and both countries and the world was on edge at that time. We're closing in on that now. So, and plus, I believe they've raised the DEFCON level, if I'm not mistaken, which is never a good thing. So, anyways, pray for this nation. Just pray for, everybody in them two countries, that this can be settled peacefully. And yep, that's all I got for you. Take care. God bless. And I'll try to make a video over the weekend. Have a good day. Subscribe. Hit the like button. I really, honestly, guys and girls, I want to grow this channel. It's not for me. It's for the Lord. I've said this plenty of times. Even if you don't come back and watch a lot of videos, the subscription and the like, it does help. Believe me, it helps a lot. And I'll never take a dime from this channel. And that's not my point. I wouldn't take a nickel at all. It has nothing to do with that. It's just I want to get more people, about the message of Jesus Christ and what's going on, what's happening. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. And I know sometimes I can ramble. I understand that. But thank you, guys. God bless you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Bye-bye.